Well folks, welcome to another Piking Adventure. I was here just before Christmas and it was really windy conditions, probably about 60-mile-an-hour winds, and the guy that owns the place was like, "Are you sure you want to come today?" What about that for blistering conditions, folks? I have to say I'm getting absolutely soaked. I'm going to take cover here. And I was adamant that I did. So I fished all day long and caught nothing. But I made a nice intro and I mentioned a couple of the viewers, which is something that I've said I would do for a long time. So then Christmas happened, New Year happened, and it's actually around about the end of the first week of March now. So spring is starting to spring. There's a lot of very tiny green shoots on the trees, if not full-blown leaves yet. So animals, birds, insects are thinking about springing back to life, and I'm very hopeful that today I might catch something. I've had a few blank sessions in a row, which is... Oh, that's my GoPro. I thought it was like a bite alarm. I'm not actually using a bite alarm today. Very disheartening whenever you don't catch anything 3 goes in a row, but that's pike fishing for you, you know. You always think about, oh, maybe I should give this crap up. It's taking a lot of my time. But then, you know, you get out, and even if you catch a jack, it re-enthuses you. So how's today gone? I caught one jack earlier. It was so quick after setting up and getting in the water that I didn't get a great video of it. I didn't have the GoPro on. Not too bad of a start. Fat, but probably only about a pound. Lovely job. I had the unhooking mat and I unhooked it on the unhooking mat. It was all very clean, and then I really wanted to get a photo, so I had to put it on some soft grass just until I got the tripod thing rigged up. So it's a little bit messy, but the fish came to no harm, honestly, and it went back strong and was out of the water for really a very short time. So thoroughly pleased with that. Caught that on a float. So I've got a float set up out here, and that has a sardine on it. And I've also got a ledgered mackerel, lovely dyed red ledgered mackerel full of Dynamite Baits Predator liquid as well, so absolutely superb. So I had that out for a while, and I was filming myself making a cast, and the ledgered bait bloody took off. The rod nearly flew out of the rod holder, and the bait runner was screaming. I got to it and I struck and there was nothing there. So whatever it is that picked it up, they really took a big run, but it was gone whenever I got to it, which is slightly annoying, but it's also really exciting because it means I know that I can catch on the float, and I know that I can catch on the dead bait as well. My bait is in the water. There are pike in the water. The bait is attractive enough to solicit bites, and I've already caught one on the float. So half of the fun of fishing is having your stuff in the water and being confident. I'm confident in both setups. I'm not going to change a thing, and I'm really excited because this is coming up to spawning time. It's not spawning time yet, but it's coming up to spawning time, and that means that if there are small fish in the area, there could well be a couple of big females in the area as well. And it's the big females that I'm after. it's the 15 pounds, the 10 pounds, the 15 pounds, and hopefully the magic 20 pound fish, because it's the 20 pound fish that this channel was set up to document the catching of. So look, I'm just going to enjoy some fishing. I'm going to watch my float, and I'm gonna watch my my ledgered rod for any action. I'm going to twitch things every now and again to see if I can solicit some action. Cross your fingers for me. Let's have a piking adventure. So I'll take this opportunity to show you the setup before I cast in my second rod. What I've got here is 60 pound braid, and I'm ledgering. That means I'm fishing on the bottom. I'm using a 2-ounce bomb to hold things down. So that is attached with a swivel to one of these run rings. That's a little buffer bead that goes with the run ring, just another bead there, and then a swivel to my trace. So the way this works is you cast this in and you tighten down so that you've got a good tight link there, and then whenever the pike takes,
the bait, it runs, and that run ring basically means that the line comes through that and gives you your indication while the weight stays on the bottom, and hopefully the pike doesn't feel any resistance, but that's what gives you your indication. Whenever the line tightens up, your alarm goes off, or your drop arm indicator falls off, or whatever the bite detection method you're using lets you know that there's something happening there. So I'm doing something a little bit special with the bait on this. What am I doing? I've got two semi-barbless size, I think they're size 8, yep, they're size 8 treble hooks here. I have been experimenting with single hooks, but not today. Too windy, and I want to pop this up because this venue's quite weedy. So what does popping it up mean? It means that the trace has these two poly balls attached to it, just with a loop of wire. One's threaded on and one has a loop and a crimp. And what this does is it lifts the bait up. So these are polystyrene. It lifts the bait up off the bottom so that it's not sitting in the weed. So that anchors you down. This sits up off the bottom, and a passing pike comes along and grabs it, and then it all goes through your run ring, and that's what gives you your bite indication. So that looks beautiful. It's just a little joey mackerel, and a whole bunch of these were given to me, and I dyed them red and injected them with Dynamite Bait's Predator liquid. So that's the setup on rod number 2. Look at that, absolutely delicious. What self-respecting pike could say no to this? And it'll be popped up off the bottom. It'll look amazing. Well, it's all gone quiet. One fish on the float, another screaming run on the ledger rig. I've cast both out a couple of times, put fresh bait on. I've messed about with some lure fishing, but I'm just practicing with the bait caster. I find them really difficult to use. I keep getting that bird's nest thing, so I think what I have to do is keep practicing, keep adjusting, and keep a tight thumb control until I get it. I'm really determined to get it. I think I'm going to get another spinning setup with an open-faced reel though, because I don't enjoy constant practice and constant error. It's not something that's coming naturally to me, this bait caster business. I keep getting those bird's nest tangles, and it takes ages to sort them out. I'd rather just enjoy myself. But no, hopefully we'll get something coming up soon. Float's pleasant enough to watch, but it's always nice to have a little bit of action. I could do with something to keep my interest peaked again. So I mentioned that I came here before Christmas, and I was discussing some success that some of our subscribers had. So I'll roll that clip since there's nothing much going on at the moment, and then hopefully once we're finished with that, things will have brightened up here. So enjoy, guys. David McMahon, thanks very much for sending this picture of a lovely 12-pound pike that you caught whenever you were out fishing with your dad on a venue that I know to be very tough. I spent a good few days on that venue and not got anything, but I do know that there's some nice fish in there. So here's a lovely picture of David with his nice 12-pound pike. There's another chap that contacted me called Harley Anderson, and he was really enjoying the channel and had got back into pike fishing after a long time off, and went and caught a pike on his first day back. Success. So well done there, Harley. Thanks very much for getting in touch. And Anthony Ryan is another guy who's very active on Facebook and social media with his fishing expeditions, and he seems like a great guy, and he contacted us to give him a shout out as well. So here's a picture of Anthony with a lovely pike that he caught. Cheers, mate. So yeah, if any of you want to get in touch and share videos or share pictures or share, just your pike fishing adventures, send them over to me and I'll include them in the show. It's wonderful to have a bit of an audience, and I'll try and do my best to bring you entertainment and information, and hopefully some nice pike as well. There's nothing happening at the minute, so I think I'll have myself a cup of tea or something, and we'll see what comes up next. Managed to get another one just before home time. I was taking a piss and the float went under. Whew. I have no idea how big or small it is. It's small, it's tiny. It could be the same one as this morning. Whoa! That's not too bad. Bit of sport anyway. Yo! Yes, playing nicely. Whoa! Sardines seem to be doing the job today. Alright, it's not too deeply hooked either, that's fine. Alright, come on, boy, here we go. Yes! Number 2 in the net. Oh. Careful. Death roll, look at that. See, if I didn't have a rubber mesh net, that would create a problem. Let's just make sure this beautiful fish doesn't get tangled up. There we go. Fish number 2 of what's turned out to be a decent day. That's a much nicer fish, probably about 3 pounds, maybe 4. But yeah, it's in great shape. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful markings. Gotta love it. Now, let's put it back. Here it goes, back safe and sound. Very good. Well, I think we can call that a successful day's piking. I like catching the small ones as well as the big ones, even though I only typically catch small ones. It makes it all worthwhile, even if they're only about £3 or £4, I still love it. So there we go, 2 pike today, and thoroughly glad I came out, thoroughly glad I came back to this venue, and thoroughly glad I completed an episode that I started before Christmas as well. So sorry that there hasn't been much new content on the channel lately, but hopefully that makes up for it a little bit. And yes, have great fun on your own piking adventures. Strike early, strike often, and see you on the next piking adventure. Bye!